Hey guys, Nick here, shooting a quick video just to talk to you about what does it take to get your business to the next level. As you can probably tell, I've been very quiet lately online. Why? Well, there are moments in your business where you hit a certain level and you want to go to the next level. You're not quite sure what next is, and so you retreat, right? You go into what TD Jakes calls that dark place, and not in a negative way, but he talks about a dark place meaning you take a seed and you sow it into some soil and allow it to be nurtured so that it can begin to create a new foundation and some strength and uprise and all that good stuff. And that's kind of where I've been. And so here's some things that I've realized about this process. I've been working on a lot. So cute is not in the books right now. But here's some things that I realized as an entrepreneur, and especially for someone who's in the online marketing business. You go through phases, and the first phase is you just want to get online and you just want to make money to prove that it works, right? And then when you get online, and you start building some things online and learning about how it works, and it's like, oh, I just want to make money, right? Then once you hit that goal, it's like, oh, I want to be able to replace my previous salary or be able to make enough money to live off of, right? Then it becomes the freedom piece. I want the lifestyle, right? Then you get the lifestyle, and then it's like, all right, what do I want next? And for me, it's been a long-term sustainable business, a business model that I feel isn't a trend, but it becomes a career. And maybe I'm different. Not everybody has these ambitions, right? Some people want to be on the beaches of the world, working on their laptop an hour a day. And I would love that. But my ambition is to build an empire. So I'm okay with working during the day 8 hours to get something rooted to become a 40 million, 50, 60, $80 million business versus making a five-figure good, okay income to live off of, but not really have any strong long-term growth potential. So that has kind of been my goal, is to really build something long-term, sustainable, scalable, and to do it in a way where it can ultimately become worth eight, if not nine figures. How awesome would that be, right? Definitely seven figures, but seven figures isn't much anymore. So anyway, as I'm going through this process, there were some things that I've discovered about just business and growing and all these different things. I gotta hold this phone. It's as an entrepreneur, we get into a mode where we have goals, and in those goals, we tend to want to figure it all out on our own. And you start doing, like they say, we wear so many hats, you can't keep them on. What tends to happen is you start realizing that you're not making the progress that you want. And I was watching the show The Prophet last night, and he was working with a guy who owns a candy shop. It's called Pete Sweets, I think it was, out of Tampa or somewhere in Florida. And the guy was like a mad scientist when it came to candy, and he loved what he did, and the passion exuded from him. But he was like, Pete, if you want to make money, you got to get out of the kitchen. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that's it. We got to get out of the kitchen. Just because you love candy, just because you love creating the recipes, you have to learn to trust your recipes enough to create a process around it where people can help you so you can run a company. And that's where I'm at. The guy, I forgot his name, Marcus, I think it is, he talks about business, and he says, my focus is people, processes, and product, right? And I think what tends to happen with us is we just think product and profit when you are an entrepreneur, solopreneur, just getting started online. And just watching that show kind of gave me really clear idea of what's next. Next is putting people in place to help you build out your vision, right? That's where I'm at, is understanding that in order to really create a successful business, you need people and you need processes. And having been a spontaneous, fly by the seat of my pants personality, I was not a systematic kind of person where I wanted to put systems in place and, processes and operations manuals and all these different things. But I've learned that no matter how many times I've tried to hire people to help me, I've never equipped them with what they needed to know how to help me because I never put any systems in place for my business and I never got clear on the big picture of my business. And so I say all that to say, I've been spending the past couple of months really getting in gear with that. And I realize there's a lot of contradictions that we hear that are good for certain seasons, right? So I'm all about the ready, fire, aim mentality. But when it comes to making sure that your business is successful, you can't just ready, fire, aim. You have to retreat and properly put plans and processes in place so that when you pull the trigger, you can really have sustainability and not a brief encounter of success that fades quickly where you're on to the next hustle and you're always firing your gun because eventually you'll run out of bullets. But if you want to really build a long-term sustainable business, you got to think about, I think it's Abraham Lincoln, that if I had 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'll spend 5 hours sharpening the axe. Sharpening our axe is getting very clear on our business model and our business that we're in. It's understanding where we want to go, what it looks like, and how we can get there. And then it means also taking into consideration and starting to plan in your mind and envision in your mind the people who can help make it happen and the processes that need to be in place, and then documenting them. Now, this does not apply to newbies. I've discovered that where I'm at in my world of business is not for the brand new person just getting started trying to figure out who they want to be when they grow up. It's really for that person who's had some success and tried a lot of different things, but kind of find themselves in a routine, spinning their wheels, not really making any progress. You're on a treadmill, right? You're running fast, but you don't feel like you're going anywhere. And you want to make that transition of growth to a whole new level and a whole new experience. And so this is not necessarily a newbie conversation. Newbies, go fail fast, right? And go try a lot of stuff. And you really don't even want to think about this stuff until you're exhausted and overwhelmed and tired of doing everything yourself. Because none of this stuff makes sense to you until that happens. But for those of you who are like me, where you're like, all right, this is cool, but what's the next level? Because I can't find myself playing this game of just hoping I make some money and hoping I can build a business that lasts me till next month and hoping what I'm doing, I'll get enough people to respond today, not thinking about having those same people working with me 5 months from now. That short-term thinking, can't do it anymore. So my point in sharing all of this is that if you're at a point where you feel like you've capped out, right? You've plateaued and you want growth. You want to get to the next level. It takes understanding people, processes, and products. The people who will help take getting your vision to the next level, the process of what's necessary to automate and systematize it so that you can release yourself and get out of the kitchen and start becoming the visionary and the overseer of your business, and the product. Just making sure that you deliver on a phenomenal product that really people are raving fans about. There's a lot of things that I feel I should have done by now. And the reason why I haven't done it is because the manpower, and even in getting the people, I can't say that it's the people's fault. I can say that I didn't properly position them to help make the vision successful because I was assuming that they would get it and they would do it. And I would run back into my little retreat and continue creating my candy in the kitchen. And that's not how you build a business. So obviously, there's going to be a lot of information coming from me about this process. I am up to some really great things. I have my little planning schedule before me on my desk. I'm mapping out the whole process of where I'm going in my business. And I'm really excited about the fact that I've sacrificed this season to slow down, get clear, put a proper plan in place, and proceed focusing on the people, the process, and the product. And I feel like it'll make all the difference. So you guys should be able to see in the fall the difference that it makes of what I'm doing. I am so sick and tired talking about what I'm doing. I really am. I hate that. Talking about what you're going to do, never get it done. But I feel like a lot of the things that I was planning on doing, even though I did them, they were not impactful because I did not have the manpower to sustain the consistency And now the goal is to change that. So, with all that I'm sharing with you, I'm hoping you get it, right? You get it that being a home-based business owner, working for yourself and working from home is great, but it can be a very, if you think short term, it can be a very nonstop hustle from one paycheck to the next. And all the things that we got into this industry for is not that, right? We don't want this to be like living paycheck to paycheck. So if you want to get to the next level, this is that next level conversation. Despite how beat up I look, it's still good content. So take with it whatever it can do for you to help you understand next level thinking and growth. I have learned a lot, and I'm so grateful for this season, even though I've sacrificed a lot. Sacrificed money, time, business. I haven't promoted anything as much because I feel like there's a whole new level of effort that I need to give to my business, and it requires commitment to what will really create a stronger level of impact. So stay tuned, my people. Where do you go? NicoleSCooperFanpage.com. Comment below. Tell me if this has helped you. And I'd love, love, love to get your feedback about this conversation. And don't talk about me. I know I look bad. So anyway, talk to you later, peoples.